Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Lisa Neff-Wheeler, realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty, and I'm here today with Shawn Parisi. Hello.
Hello, Lisa. Nice to meet you.
You too. Shawn is the owner of Savage City Strength. Savage City Strength is a strongman gym located in Hillsborough, New Jersey. And I've been looking forward to this interview to learn more about Shawn and his gym and how he got to where he is as a business owner. So thanks again.
No problem. Thank you for stopping by, Lisa.
You're welcome. How have you been?
Good. Can't complain. Good week. Getting ready for the holidays, and
I know.
look
I
forward
can't
to
believe
look forward to the new year, I guess.
2023 is almost over.
I know. Time flies by.
So I always like to ask a question or a version of the question about why did you open a business?
So I was 24 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was in school for my physical therapy degree. And I was working at in subacute long-term care facilities at the time as a student. And I was really not liking the way the clinical aspect of it was going, and that a lot of the issues that the elderly people were having were due to inactivity as when they're younger.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they retire, and that's it. No more manual labor, no nothing. And I felt that when I was working in commercial gyms earlier, a lot of the stuff was just very machine-based, very not functional-based training. And a lot of the movements that incorporated in strongman type events, when broken down to regression, mimics everyday activities that the rural farm person had grown up,
Right.
which is why they had the term farm boy strength. And why you see someone who worked in manual labor the whole life is a lot stronger in retirement than the average person and has generally a lot less health problems.
Yeah. My parents are, they're aging well, and they're in their mid-late 80s. And my dad was always very, very, even though he was a businessman, he did carpentry on the side. So he lifted a lot of big, heavy wood. He's still very in shape, even though he's like, I'm weak now, I'm weak. So your point is very, very valid.
Thank you.
So describe how you came up with, you described it a little bit in the last question, how you came up with this concept for the gym.
So back, I guess, in 2016, there wasn't anything like this in the area.
No, that's why I was interested.
I would have to, so I lived in South Plainfield at the time. I would drive down to Keyport every weekend to train.
Wow.
So I'd spend an hour driving, and then in the summer with traffic, I'd spend close to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But that was the closest gym that had access to the types of equipment and implements that I needed. And so I wanted to bring something like that closer to the area around me, in places that people like-minded competitors could benefit from, as well as clients that could benefit from the type of training rather than just sitting on machines all day through a commercial gym.
Yep.
So that's the main reason why I wanted to do it, as well as at 24, I was like, you know what, if I'm going to start a business, I'd rather do it now before I have a family and responsibilities. So that way, if I fail, I could, restart, have a fresh start when I'm older.
That makes sense. So what challenges have you faced?
One, being new to the area. When I went out to the schools to try to, I guess, get my name out there, no one wanted anything to do with me because growing up in South Plainfield, I had no ties to Hillsborough or anything in Somerset County. So it was a slow start. The first few years were very rough. And then things started picking up, and then we had COVID, and a lot of places closed down. I luckily was able to keep going, and now I'm in the comfortable position with my business. So I'm really grateful for that.
Did you, when COVID, because some people, they had gyms and, they transitioned to a virtual gym, or did you have folks coming in consistently?
So what happened was during COVID, I rented out gym equipment to people. And then I used my basic welding skills and made some stuff. So I basically turned this into a welding shop area. So whatever, I had to pivot to generate income and pay the rent, because I still had to pay my rent here. I didn't get any rent reduction or forgiveness. But you just have to pivot and adapt to situations and keep going.
That's awesome. So I found it interesting because I looked at your website and I saw all your services you provided, but what jumped out, because I said to you I was in healthcare, was you also do pre-rehab and rehab services. And is that because you had started in physical therapy?
So, how do I put this? Those terms get jumped around a lot, and I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not gonna say I prescribe anything like that. I even like when regards to nutrition advice, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian. I'm very well versed in those fields, but I'm not gonna claim those things. I feel a lot of people in the fitness industry will claim that or use an online certificate to show that. And for someone who works in the medical field myself as an EMT, it's you gotta be very careful of what you say and the terms you use. So, but yes, as far as my time working in physical therapy field, as the field that I worked in a pre-hospital and a hospital setting, and my clinical settings as a EMT. And then for the training aspect, we work with a lot of people and athletes that have injuries, shoulder injuries, back injuries, knee injuries, stuff like that. So a lot of my, I guess, focus on my education and training, and the coaches I worked with that taught me and the mentors I've taught me have been in the game for 30, 40 years. So you learn a lot of stuff, and you learn, I guess, a lot of stuff that happened before the internet age. And I've worked with one of my old coaches was an NFL strength coach back in the day. So you learn a lot of things when you reach out to the right people that you could bring to the new generation.
So why Hillsborough?
At the time, it was the only thing in the area that fit my budget, as well as I didn't want to be around any of the gyms that I went to growing up and didn't want to interfere with those businesses. I had respect for them. So growing up, before this, I used to train at Apollon and Edison. I used to train at Chisholm and Plainfield. And then I knew the owners in Diesel in North Brunswick. So I wanted to open up a space that wasn't too close to any of those areas because I had respect for them. I didn't want to make it seem like I'm trying to steal their clientele. So it's more of a respect thing that,
Gotcha. So what's your proudest moment as owning this business?
It's a good question. I guess one, that I've made it past the 5-year mark.
That you should be proud of that because
both my parents never really thought it would last. So I guess I'm proud that I was able to show them they were wrong. Also, having an older client who's been dealing with issues for years, be able to do stuff pain-free and getting a text message or Instagram message that, hey, I was able to do this pain-free, or have someone that's able to do something that they never thought was possible.
That's awesome. I mean, this is because I watched your video and I saw a woman carrying one of those, I'll call them the beer kegs.
Yeah.
And I mean, I lift, but I don't lift that.
Yeah. Well, they're all different weighted. They go from 60 to 250 or so.
Yeah, and I'll show you guys. We'll do a video so you can see. But talk a little bit about your clientele, because some of this, and I understand you probably have people in competition, but you've talked a lot about older people, supporting as you age, functional movements and that type of stuff. Talk a little bit about your clientele and who you serve, just so the audience understands that aspect.
So we offer either an open gym membership, like a commercial gym, or semi-private personal training. But half of my clientele lives a half-hour plus.
Wow.
I have clients who come down from Lebanon to Cherry Hill to Staten Island. So most of my clientele live a half-hour plus. They'll see me about 2 times a week, and then they'll go to another gym closer to their house for the rest of the week to get the rest of the training in. It's a unique atmosphere where everyone knows everyone. I mean, 7 years here, no one's stolen anything. People leave their phones out. People leave stuff here overnight. So everyone's friends with each other. Everyone, follows each other on Instagram. But I've never had any issues. I maybe had to kick 1 or 2 people out in 7 years, and those are like high school kids.
Yeah, it was more interesting how you pulled, because Hillsborough it's far from those areas. It's interesting how you pull people less so, from especially Staten Island. And,
It's a very interesting atmosphere here. I mean, I had 2 clients do a contest in Pennsylvania over the summer, and a couple of our guys, just regular gym members, came out, drove all the way out, the 2 hours out there to just show up support for a few hours and leave.
That's good.
So it's pretty interesting to see that, the support that other members give each other here.
That's great. So what drives and motivates you?
As this field has become more popular with social media, you see a lot of functional training and stuff going on, a lot of more studies on the clinical side of physical therapy for more functional-based movements. The field is growing, and I'm just trying to bring more awareness to other people. Like, I'll have grandmothers message me saying, "Hi, I read this study on this about, for strength training for bone density, density and stuff like that." And I, have a phone call, explain the situation, explain the article they read, give my input on them, and we go from there. So I'm getting a lot of more of the older clientele who see articles in magazines or whatever blogs that they read, reach out to me about this type of stuff. And of course, the name, and you look on Instagram, social media, it looks intimidating a lot. And then they walk in like, wow, I didn't think it was going to be like this. I thought it was going to be a lot more intimidating and stuff.
It is a little.
I get people walk in like, wow, I thought I was going to be, I was nervous coming here. But it's great. We've been at members and clients who have physical handicaps, stuff like that. So it's a mix of everyone here, from a high level athlete to someone who is physically handicapped who couldn't manage at another gym because they didn't know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
So
that's good. It's nice to blend both of your, where you've been. So what are your goals, short term and long term?
So I'm in the process of another business.
What's that?
A protein-rich snack food business. So I'm excited to get that. I'm working on the samples for first product right now. It's a protein cheese puff, basically. So I'm in the final sample process of that. Hopefully have that out in market next year.
Awesome.
As far as the gym side is, just keep growing. And like I said, I'm amazed at how far I've come compared to, before COVID. To be doing twice as successful as it was before COVID is pretty great.
That's really good, because
it definitely took a while to get back into it, but it's growing every month, and getting the names getting out there more, and especially because I do no paid advertising at all. So it is pretty great. It's one of those things that if you build it, there would come people who are looking for stuff. They'll type it in Google and this will pop up. So that's good. I'm very grateful for where things have come in, but I still just gotta put in the work day in and day out.
Yep. Always have to.
Yes.
Well, Shawn, thanks so much for your time
today. Thanks for stopping by, Lisa.
It's been great having the conversation with you, learning more about you, your business, and your future endeavors.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
And to our audience, thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Lisa Neff-Wheeler, realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty. If you have a business and would like to be featured, please don't hesitate to contact me at 732-267-1204. Take care, everyone. See you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.